Hey, what's going on? I hope you're doing good. Today, I'm going to try and create a track only using square waves. So everything that's coming out of the Nord drum will be a square wave. If I create any sort of samples with drums or if I use any synthesizers, all of it will be square waves. And we'll get some stuff that sounds like this. We'll have some stuff that sounds like this. Okay. All right, initialize patch. What I'm gonna do is hold shift and hit edit all channels. And this allows me to edit all of these channels at once. I'm gonna hold down wave. I'm gonna move this to A4. Cool. There's two different types. I believe that this is a square wave at 25%, like a pulse width. Whenever I change this spectra, it detunes. This pulse, whenever I change the spectra, is our pulse width. I'm not going to be using that. So we'll go back to square wave. I'm going to turn off the edit all patch because that's all I needed. I just know that I want all of these pads to be square waves. All right, let's go ahead and start with something low. All right, I like that already. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that pad, paste, and we're going to go a quarter tone. Copy, paste. Cool. All right, so we got sort of a Mortal Kombat thing going on. Let's add a little bit of pitch bend to this. Okay. Oh, and you know what else? Because these are bass tones, I'm gonna put these on a mono group so that I don't get muddy too quickly. I'm gonna change the envelope to punchy. So P for punchy. Add a little bit of distortion. All right, now I have to add this to the mono group because it's going too far. Now this needs a little bit of bend as well. All right, I'm going to cheat. I know that I like one of the presets that's on here. I'm gonna go to the snare drums, and I believe it's this third one, and it has sort of an 808, like a TR 808 snare type sound to me. Maybe it sounds like another drum machine to you. That's what it sounds like to me. And then I'm gonna go to the tone or the wave, and I'm gonna change this to A4. So I'm kind of cheating, but I'm not. It's mostly white noise anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the tone that's in here, we can just isolate that. Tone is, and that is a square wave. Maybe distort it a little bit. Okay, whatever. Square wave, what can we do with this? I'm going to change the distortion type to ring modulator. So what's 37 plus 24? That's 41, 51, 61. Okay, I was almost there. Oh man. All right, we found it. All right, let's detune that. Ooh, and then we'll make this big. We'll distort it. And then we'll put it in that reverb. And we're gonna add it to the mono group so that we can do something like this. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let me save this so that I don't accidentally turn it off and then lose everything that I did. I'll hit Shift, Store Drum Kit. Let's go ahead and take it over to Ableton, see if we can turn this into a track. Hey, all right, so we've got this over into Ableton. Top track here is the low end. Here is our high end on the second track. And I did that by panning all the low end stuff on the left, and I panned all the high end stuff on the right. And then I just did two separate tracks, which allowed me to isolate these two. I wouldn't really necessarily need 6 tracks, so I think that that's sufficient. Here's what they sound like together. I have supplemented all of the low end stuff with a kick. Press A for automation, and I'm going to just grab maybe this first section, this. Add a delay, turn the feedback up, turn off sync, and we're gonna go to a very short delay time. Let's loop this. I found a cool tone that I like. 14.8. I'm holding down Shift as well so that it allows me to make these changes in smaller increments. This is 7, and I wonder if I found an octave. I don't know. I don't know math. I like that. Take this dry wet all the way down. Select these two, right click, insert shape. Add the SAR1R from Softtube. Do the same thing. Sort of pull this down a little bit so it's not 100%. This little part. I'm going to create another track, grab this here. I'm gonna hold down Option. I don't know what it is on a Windows machine. R for reverse. Turn up the gain just a little bit and see if we get sort of like a ramp up into this. Make it stand out a little bit more. Put a little bit of fuzz on this. Low end stuff. I'm gonna add a drum bus, and we'll turn up the transient just a little bit to get it a little bit more punchy. Maybe it's worth explaining this real quick. So I'm running these different tracks into these sends, and I have these built into my template. I have Nostalgia, which is just a tape echo sort of thing. This particular preset has some pitch variation. It sounds really cool. I can just show these to you real quick. Here's Nostalgia. I just have a very simple delay. I have our drive send here. This is distortion going into an auto filter. I'm just rolling off some of the low end so that it doesn't get muddy. And then it's going into this reverb, and it's super short, and it just creates this interesting sound to me. Last send, I just have a reverb. Good, okay, so we've explained that. Reverb here and see if this sounds cool. This here. Cool, so let's highlight this, bing, another one, group it, and then I'm gonna create another chain. I will rename this one Dry, insert shape, we'll pull this down. This is not anything. Throw this into this Nostalgia. Well, that's kind of cool. I do feel like it's a little bit boring, so I'm going to create another track. I'm just going to copy this one particular part, double click this, shift up, that's an octave higher. I got an idea. I'm going to Command E, that separates that, Shift Option, and then maybe this one here we'll do Command E, Shift up, up. I don't know, this may be a bad idea. That's cool, I like it, and I'll ramp that up as well. A, back to automation. Maybe what we can do, just so that this isn't so video gamey, is just roll a little bit of the low end off, or the high end. I have one of these grouped reverbs as a preset. I'll turn up the decay. 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can make something. Open up a wavetable. Oops. Let's go to square. Take an LFO, map it, pitch. Let's see, LFO 1. All right, now what happens if we make this super, super fast? That's as fast as it goes, I guess. Go to the amp, pull this down. Take this envelope to sort of pull this down, and we're going to map this envelope to the frequency. We'll use my favorite reverb. Finish this off with just a little bit of, I'm up 5, so I'll do -5. Do this. Freeze track, flatten the track. There. I'm going to crop this clip, drag this to E1. Let's see what we got. Probably super annoying. Change this to classic. I'll add a little bit of pitch envelope to this. I'll just go up a little bit. All right, there we go. So I added a little bit to the hi-hat. Let's see. Make a snare drum. Going up again. We'll do the same note. Perfect. Command-Shift-M. All right, OBXD. This down, this down. Freeze, flatten. We'll do a little bit of pitch envelope. All right, let's see if we can blend these together. We're gonna group them, blue compress these. I'm gonna let the transient get through real quick there. Drum bus. Pull some of this out a little bit. Amp. Let's go ahead and create a new track. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this so I can get my life back. There, or D sharp 1. Loop, let's rename it. Snare. Classic. I like it. Maybe we can take the pitch up just a little bit, see what that does. Maybe we'll add just a little bit of pitch envelope to this one. Let's see. For this next part here, I think it'd be kind of cool if I did sort of an ARP thing here. So I've got the Minilogue, and I'm going to go ahead and set this to square. Right, so I'm not cheating. Quantize that, MIDI effects, ARP here, turn this up. Now we're getting somewhere. Here, select all these, legato. Drag wavetable on top of this, and again we'll go to a square wave, 2 square waves, and we'll detune them. A for automation. Let's see what that sounds like. SAR 1R. Sounds good. This high end from the Nord drum, I'd like to put some more space into this. Command T, we're going to create a new track, move the pitch up. Let's see what this sounds like. All right, I think I need just like a little bit of percussion. Create another wavetable. Let's go to our LFO, map this to the frequency. Maybe that's kind of cool. Freeze this, flatten this on this. So E, Command E, and E. I'm just going to drag them into my drum rack. There's probably a better way to do this. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Let's see. Let's pull out some of the low end because it's quite bassy, I guess. Add a little bit of pedal to it, add a little bit of verb to it. All right. Okay, I'm gonna keep messing with this and I'll show you what it sounds like. If you get a chance, check out my album called Precipice. It's 90% Nord drum. It's on all the streaming platforms. I'd be grateful if you listen to it. Have a good week. Bye.